Good evening. This is Eric Aguiar with From the Ground Up. Welcome to another episode. This evening I'm going to be talking about and expounding upon one of Jocko Willink's recent podcasts, which if you haven't seen, by the way, it's worth a watch. He made a point, and I'm paraphrasing, that when you look at an incident after it occurred, and you do an after-action review, and you pinpoint those components of the mission that absolutely failed, you must revisit them and revamp them. I will not be doing an analysis of any active threat incident, recent or past, because that is something that he has already thoroughly done. What I will be doing in the next few minutes is doing a breakdown of the ideology in the law enforcement structure that I believe is putting a serious dent in the effectiveness of the law enforcement mission. I'll make a disclaimer first. It is not the intention of this podcast or any previous podcasts to make a direct or intentional slam on any one agency or any one leader in particular, but instead, I hope to be the light bulb in the room that helps us see and understand that the current way in which we are selecting and training our personnel from the top leadership all the way down to patrol is failing the mission. The first position for analysis will be the top leadership position, the police chief. This is probably single-handedly the most important decision that a department can make, because the person they place in that position will have a direct effect and toll on all other components of the mission, from employee morale, which has a direct toll on the retention rate, to the work culture, which has a direct effect on whether or not the quality employees stick around. All these and all other components will be a reflection of the quality of leadership you have at the top. I'd like to point out, as the light bulb in the room, that it is really not the fault of the agency who they get as their top leader. In fact, they have no say in the matter. But the group of people that could be of huge help if they decided to answer this request for help are the panels and boards that are involved in the chief selection process. If I could be the light bulb in the room for those selection board members and panel members, I would ask you to not be mesmerized by those police chief candidates that boast about their decades on the force, their models of police leadership training they've had, and make no mention of their interest in making the people that they serve as a leader better personally and better at their job. That should motivate you to look further into their character. You see, if the top leadership candidate that is being considered does not display a deep-seated, extreme ownership quality that Jocko Willink refers to, and does not display a caring personality that is really concerned and really pushing for the success of those that they will lead, they will probably not make a good police chief. Said another way, when departmental procedures, policies, protocols, training, equipment, partnerships, and SOPs are not rendering the desired results, a chief that does not have extreme ownership as one of their personality traits will not take the responsibility necessary to fix those issues and take them head on. Additionally, the chief that does not care about the personal safety and success of the officers that they lead and success of the mission will long-term do nothing more than get people hurt and the quality of people that they need to carry the mission out to quit. Now that we have a basic overview of what you should look for when selecting a police chief, we will begin to understand why it is so important that a good person sit in that office. Now that the chief is in their chair, it is time to select junior leadership, subordinate command staff, and supervision. And again, the agency as a whole will again have no say in this matter. Next on the list would be the assistant police chiefs, majors, and captains. But all we need to know about those positions is that they will be a reflection of the top leadership that selected them, which once again hopefully reminds us and is a light bulb in the room of how important it is that we have a quality person in the top chair. As far as lieutenants and sergeants, they are selected by junior and senior leadership and should require no explanation as to who will be filling those chairs. So, it is my hope that as we all sit together in this well-lit room, that we now have come to understand just how critical it is that a quality individual sit in the top leadership position, and that although the selection panels and boards have a major role in who is selected as the top leader, you, the public, can have a big role in that as well, if you choose to. And you should be very interested in doing that. Hopefully, the light bulb has gone off in the room that has encouraged you to get involved and be proactive in the selection of top leadership for the agency that serves your area. Here is one actionable item that you can do the next time you find out that there's an opening for police chief in your area. You can either write the city council members that serve your city with questions you'd like them to ask of the candidate, or you can find out where the meeting will be held, where they will be asking the chief candidates questions, and possibly be able to ask questions of your own. Although a police chief is not a political position that you can vote for, you can absolutely have a say in the leadership that is selected, and making sure that the person at the top chair has the best interest of your community in their heart. The best and most effective way to make a difference is to be involved from the ground up. Until next time, be safe. Have a good night. God bless.